So like everything about it led you down that road, and then you found out when you put it in that, oh, that's not what I'm watching.
Dude, this is Saturday
you
Night
find
Live,
out real
baby.
quick, dude. You find out real quick in those ones. Because, dude, that's how I came across what I eventually started calling Skinemax. You know, when Cinemax was a thing. And, like, at a certain time, all of a sudden, things would just transition, and you'd be like, oh, wait. This ain't a normal movie.
Yeah, this content got a whole lot more steamy.
Yeah.
Well, shit. With all of this, I think it's time to get into a podcast. So,
dude, this is a weird way to start.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is
like
a Shedtime Podcast, Dreamy Edition.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime Podcast.
Okay, now that was weird.
Welcome back to the weirdest intro ever.
I literally was thinking of like Cupid flying for some reason. No idea. I'm like Cupid's flying with his little bow and arrow. Like that's what I was thinking right there. I did not go that dirty. I kept it clean over here. I'm PG-13.
Dreamy Edition doesn't have to mean the seedy things we were talking about at the beginning of this episode. That's true.
Yeah, dude. I live life PG-13 one day at a time.
Oh, I live it straight rated R. I need more cussing than PG-13 allows.
Oh, really? I see. I feel like PG-13 is like straight cussing.
You get one fuck, dude.
Yeah. I drop F-bombs
Really?
like, whoa.
Oh, then I guess I do live rated R. Not that I have like the most, vicious potty mouth by any stretch. But like,
only reason why I know that is because Guardians of the Galaxy got away with one, and it was PG-13.
Who said it? Rocket?
Star-Lord.
Oh, Star-Lord did. Okay.
Yeah. It was in the last one. Have you seen all of them?
Is there 3?
Yeah.
Then I think I have.
Yeah, when they're on that planet with the animals and they're getting in the car, he says like, "Get in open the fucking door" or something, or like he's somewhere in that. I don't remember the exact line, but like that scene, I know it's that scene.
That's where he drops the F-bomb, huh?
Dude, that's crazy. Okay, so like, what would Superbad have been rated R?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay. I guess like a lot of these things came out when I was already an adult, so like I would never have even thought about it.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I never really like. Obviously, when I was a real young kid, like it was a thing. But dude, I started watching rated R movies pretty young. I feel definitely in my teens,
I feel like there's like certain
teens.
rated R movies that like a 14-year-old kid can watch, and then there's certain rated R movies that 14-year-old kids should not watch.
Listen, it's all like about your parents, right?
Like the ones that I would mostly watch would be the ones that my parents were watching anyway. So if anything would fucking happen, they'd be like, "Oh shit," or fucking tell us.
Well, but you know what I mean? Like, so like I think that like a 14 or 15-year-old kid could watch Superbad. Do I think a 14 or 15-year-old kid could watch Eyes Wide Shut? Nah.
Okay, I'll agree with you in that
like
sense. But that being said, I still think that some of the content in both situations,
because there's a lot of like sexual innuendos in Superbad. There's a lot of fucking cursing, a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, and a lot of that sort of stuff, and that would make them lean more towards that R rating.
Yeah, and but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm like more okay with that than like some like Eyes Wide Shut where there's like a bunch of fucked up shit going on.
Yeah,
like,
Eyes Wide Shut's a little
fucked up
weird.
Sexual shit is like probably more than what I think a 14 or 15-year-old kid should do. But like a house party or like a dude drawing a bunch of veiny dicks when he was like 12 years old, nah. Like I don't think that. Dude, when I was 15, like I would have thought that was the funniest shit ever. I wouldn't have been like, I need to draw veiny dicks.
We all would have, dude.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have been drawing them, but I definitely would have thought it was funny as fuck that you drew them.
Oh, yeah, I was totally the dude drawing the dick in the snow on my friend's car. all day.
Oh yeah, like I would do it on like, but I wouldn't like have a notebook where I'm secretly drawing dicks
And like
and hiding them from
specific
everybody.
characters, dude. Like
Yeah,
you had
exactly.
everything, like the fucking sergeants with like the fucking army helmets and shit. Like that
Dude,
is
that
hilarious.
shit was
But I would never
so
have done
fucking funny, dude.
that. Dude, when he gets busted.
I watched that movie once.
What?
I do not remember this much detail about it.
Oh, dude, there's so many
need to
gems in it,
rewatch
Sean.
It's
No.
literally legendary, bro.
I genuinely don't enjoy that movie.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's not my brand of humor. Like, I can't enjoy it. It's just, I'm not into that. Like,
yeah, dude, that came out when I was like 24, and like I was still well in my wheelhouse at that time.
yeah, I remember being in high school when it came out.
Yeah, like you were probably like 17 years old when it came out. Like you would
Yeah.
have been like the same age as or they were supposed to be.
Yeah, I know. And that was the reason I watched it, was because like I had a bunch of friends who are huge movie buffs, sort of like I do now. And just like you guys are saying right now about how, oh man, the movie's so great, blah, blah, blah. So many great classic moments. I was like, all right, well, let me borrow it. I'll give it a chance. So I did. I watched it straight through. I gave it an honest go. Is it an awful movie? No. For what it is, it's a good movie. It's well written. It's just not for me. Like, I'm not into that kind of humor. You know what I mean? Like,
So like, wait. Did you like Grandma's Boy?
no.
What the fuck?
I never even
Oh my
sat
God.
through all of that. I saw some of it and was like, no.
Dude,
Just
those
no.
are like two of like my top 10 funniest movies I've ever seen.
You're not a big Sandler guy, are you?
No, I'm not. I like
could see-
Sandler in Saturday Night Live,
And like sketches and stuff.
but like not a big fan of like a lot of his films. I mean, we could
Are
establish
you
it
a
like
Ferrell
this.
guy?
No, fuck no. Cannot
Okay.
stand Will Ferrell as an actor.
I know, I get it because like they're like more of like that kind of like raunchy, dumb.
It's adolescent humor.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like as well as just over the topness compared
Yeah.
to like something that might be a little bit more smarter, a little bit more tongue in cheek, kind of like, you know what
Get
I
it.
mean? I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Chris
I get
and
where
my
you're coming
divide
from.
comes from this, right? Two of his favorite movies, you know, top echelon movies for him, I don't like.
Comedy movies.
Right. Yeah, right. But that being said, my top echelon comedy movies, you don't like because you're not a Mel Brooks fan.
Oh, they're horrible. Like they're literally.
See,
the
and I
dumbest
find
shit
Mel
ever.
Brooks to be hysterical.
But dude, like they're literally like the jokes are the cheesiest shit ever, bro.
That's
I
the
don't
point.
understand. But how's that funny?
It's
You're, like,
entirely
laughing
the
at,
joke
like,
of it
an
all.
80-year-old man's jokes. Like that's not funny to me at all.
Also,
That's
you're
crazy.
you're judging its comedy through a lens of 2000s era humor.
Well, no, because like all those movies were out before 2000. Like any relevant movie that he did was out before 2000, and I watched a number of them because my friends would think they were funny too. Like I had friends that loved Robin Hood Men in Tights. I thought it was one of the dumbest movies
Dude,
I've
that
ever
movie
seen.
is so
Like
fucking good.
Spaceballs.
See, this is
It's
where this
Spaceballs,
is
like,
okay.
yeah, dude.
Okay, I figured it out. I feel like this is why the three of us mix so well, is because there's a lot of time where two of us are split and one of us is kind of like leans
In
both
between,
ways. And
yeah.
this one, I'm both ways because I
Yep.
dig some Mel Brooks. I like that kind of like tongue in cheek, kind of like funny for the fact. Or funny for the point of being funny. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like you're saying the stupid shit because you know it's stupid and that's the point. You know what I mean? I get that. Because like there's a lot of things, people that I like that are like that. But then there's also, like Chris, if you haven't watched Tires on Netflix yet, you need
No,
to
I haven't.
watch it.
I keep on seeing it. And
Bro,
I
somebody
don't
just
watch it.
told me I need to see
you
this.
need to watch it. Sean, I don't know. Have you ever seen Shane Gillis' stand up at all?
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Shane
Do you
Gillis.
like him at all?
He has made me laugh in his stand-up.
Because it's him and McKeever. It's both of them like are that do like the Gilly and Keeve sketches. Like they're both in it and they both wrote on it, but like Stavros Halkias is in it. and I think like a couple on like Andrew Schultz as well. But dude, it's like
It's the fact that it has that automotive industry setting, which I currently work in and have worked in quite a bit, that like that's why people are telling me I need to see it.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of got like some behind the scenes stuff, but like I think I know why Chris will like it, because it's like Shane Gillis's comedy is kind of like for the boys, you know what I mean? So it's like kind of like all that kind of shit, and he plays like that character like really, really well in this fucking show, and he fucking kills it. And then like the other characters that are along in it, like they have a good cast. And like they all like kind of play their parts pretty well. And just dude, I really thought it was fucking funny as shit, dude. To be completely honest, I thought it was some pretty good shit. And I think he shot it all himself and then sold it to Netflix after the fact.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'll give it a try.
But that's worth watching. And then there was something else too that I was gonna mention. Fuck. Anyway, but I get it. I get where you're coming from, Sean. Kind of bummed that you don't go the other way. And that's the same reason for Chris, too. I understand where you're coming from. Dude, there's so many good things on both sides that you guys are missing out on, dude. That,
no, but like this is the thing, though.
The combo. I love the combo.
Number of Mel Brooks movies. Like I've watched Blazing Saddles. I've watched Spaceballs. I've watched Robin Hood Men in Tights. I watched one that he made that was like in the 90s. It was about heaven, but I can't remember. It had like another dude with like, he was probably middle-aged and had like curly brown hair, but Mel Brooks was like not really much in it, but it was definitely a Mel Brooks movie. I can't remember. It was fucking horrible. Like I don't know any other ones because I really don't care, but there could be another one that I watched. But like literally those four that I just described, to me, like I would rather never watch a movie again than watch any of those movies. Like if it was like, you have to watch this and you can watch a month of movies, I would be like, I'm not really sure that I'm willing to do that. Like that's how much I don't find them funny. Like I would be sitting there for like 2 hours being like, this is horrible.
And I think that's exactly where Sean is on the opposite side.
I'm sitting there thinking about it like, yep, I understand though, because like I have been the guy sitting there with the homies when they put on one of these like, you know, these Will Ferrell comedies, and I'm like, I can't find this funny. I don't get what you guys find so funny about it. So I understand the disconnect that we both have on these different styles. And I guess like we often fall back to on a lot of things, right? That's the best part of everything, is that you can't account for taste. Everybody's got their own taste, and there's something out there for all of us.
All I'm thinking about now are movies that Sean's not going to like. Pineapple Express.
Yeah, didn't get into it. Not for me.
Okay. What else we got? We got... okay. Did you ever watch Sausage Party?
I tried.
Have you ever watched Eastbound and Down?
So here's where Sausage Party lost me. The musical side.
Answer that question after though.
Oh yeah, like it's that part's weird.
Musicals are real tough for me.
Here's the thing: I didn't really like it either, but I just thought about it. And I was like, "Oh, this is."
That's the one where like they're like dancing hot dogs, or like or whatever. I didn't even think it was there.
Never saw Eastbound and Down.
Oh my god. Okay, what are your honest thoughts about Danny McBride? Do you hate him?
I don't even know who that is.
He's in Pineapple Express. He's
the guy with the neck brace and the mullet.
Yeah. He's like the drug dealer guy, I think.
He's also in Tropic Thunder.
He's the main character in Eastbound and Down.
Yeah.
And like the basis of Eastbound and Down is like this dude that like had a taste of the major leagues, and then he goes down to the minors, and he just is like the biggest douchebag ever. But he's fucking hilarious. You have to at least give it a try. Please just do me the favor and try to give it a try. If you hate it, you hate it.
It's funny because I just, who else is on that show?
Like nobody. Like I don't think that there's anybody else that's like famous. Like he would be, I think, the most famous person.
because I was just seeing something that was referencing this, and it wasn't. I don't think it was about him.
It was a pretty popular show. Like, it wasn't like mega popular, but it was like one of the first shows that I think was either on like a Netflix thing or like FX or something. Like,
He also did a show called Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, I feel like I can honestly say I don't think I've ever watched anything with Danny McBride in it.
Oh,
he's in that other one. What's that one with it's like This Is the End or something?
Oh yeah, he's in that.
Never saw it.
Sean wouldn't have seen that because it's got a bunch of people that he probably doesn't like in it.
Like, do you like Seth Rogen or like Jay Baruchel or like what's that other guy's name?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill's in it.
Yeah, a lot of those people are a no for me. So like the thing that I've never enjoyed was like a lot of those awkward comedy actors. Not for me. So that's where like the Jonah Hills and some of those guys, like, and the Andy Sambergs and like
Arrested Development.
Yeah, like Arrested Development was hit or miss for me.
Oh,
no, what was the young guy?
He's the guy that like
Michael Cera. Yeah.
You don't like him then, probably, right?
I'm definitely not a fan of Michael Cera.
Okay, so he's also in This Is the
Scott Pilgrim. You like?
But no, I never watched it.
Okay,
but when it comes to Arrested Development, this is why I'm saying that one's a weird one for me.
That's different though, Sean. There's people in that's fucking just good beyond good.
Well, the crazy thing about Arrested Development, right, is that like there was a day, weekend as a matter of fact. My mother was out of town back in like, maybe high school or just post high school. So me and the boys are kicking it, and whatever channel it was that was carrying it at the time, was it on the IFC at the time?
I thought it was on HBO.
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't on HBO when I watched it because I didn't have HBO.
Okay.
It was on a primetime network.
Like I want to say IFC might have been carrying it at the time, but they were running a marathon of the first two seasons in preparation for the third season to start. And me and the boys just sat back and left it on the whole day. And we enjoyed the shit out of that show. Like, in and out, just smoking weed, doing our thing, watching the show on,
Here's the thing, man.
A marathon.
You get Jason Bateman and fucking Will Arnett together. It's fucking over.
Yeah, Will Arnett is on some shit.
And dude, they had a banger cast. I think David Cross was on there.
No. Dude, David Cross was one of the main characters. He was married to
I haven't seen it in so long that I'm forgetting who like all was on it. But
he has
bangers,
so many fucking gifts from that show.
Oh,
there's like multiple of him just like crying in the shower and shit. Like he was fucking hilarious in that. Jeffrey Tambor, what is it?
Yeah, Jeffrey Tambor,
the dad. Dude, he's fucking hilarious. Yeah, man, that show is fucking great.
Yeah, going back to Danny McBride, though, I'm looking over his whole IMDb, and legitimately, outside of, he's in Superbad, and I definitely did see Superbad, but he's an uncredited role in it. That feels like probably the only movie in his whole career I can genuinely say I've seen him at all in and didn't know. Despicable Me, he's a voice, so can't count that. He's in Kung Fu Panda 2.
Tropic Thunder?
Voice. Never watched it. Can't stand Ben Stiller.
Oh.
Do not like Ben Stiller's style of humor.
So
never liked it.
Meet the Fockers, bro?
That is where I started to develop my dislike for Ben Stiller.
Oh, dude! How about like something about Mary? Were you okay with that? Movie?
No, didn't like it.
Can you
like that whole era. Like I watched something about Mary. Don't get me wrong. And I watched Meet the Fockers.
That was like
watched Meet the Parents.
A decade before any of those movies.
But like
that's like early.
I just I never liked him then. I never liked him.
Did you ever see Reality Bites?
Wasn't that an old TV show in the 90s?
No, it was a movie.
It was a movie?
Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke and Ben Stiller and
No. I was,
No?
because when that movie was out, like
You
first
were a
came
kid.
out, I was
You were
like
a
a
kid.
real little kid.
yeah, 'cause I
And-
was probably like 15, 16 maybe.
Yeah, and I don't
I'll
think
tell
it
you.
was culturally in my area or in my life something that anybody carried with them forward. So like after it was in the like public eye, nobody I knew ever really talked about that movie ever again.
Oh yeah, dude, you were like 7 years old when it
Yeah.
came out.
So like I distinctly remember it, like you
Maybe
said it,
8.
and it was like, ding, yes, I remember this name. But yeah, could not, never. I couldn't say that there's ever been a person who's ever been like this conversation where it's like, have you ever seen Reality Bites?
Well, dude, like, so this is the top 5 billed actors, okay? Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke, Janine Garofalo, Steve Zahn, and Ben Stiller. Those
See,
are
like I
the-
would give it a go. I would give that a go. I don't like Ben
Yeah, like-
Stiller, but I'd still give that a go because
he's a minorish, not minor role, but like he's not a primary role.
yeah, that's not a Ben Stiller movie.
No, it's not a Ben Stiller movie.
You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like you're not gonna. I'm not enjoying any Zoolander. I'm not enjoying those kind of Ben Stiller movies.
A Night at the Museum.
Yeah, like I gave him a go. I wouldn't go back and watch him again.
Dude, how about Heavyweights? Have you ever seen Heavyweights?
No.
It's actually pretty funny, but maybe you wouldn't like it because Ben Stiller's in it. But like, if you didn't mind Ben Stiller and like Happy Gilmore, that's like kind of what he plays, like this like dark fucking character that's just like really angry all the time. He actually like runs a fat camp, and he used to be fat, and he like fucking is just like obsessed with everything, and he's like a drill sergeant to like these overweight kids and stuff.
But that's a good example of how there's exceptions to everything, right? I'm not a big Adam Sandler guy. I'd still watch Happy Gilmore. I'll still watch Little Nicky once in a while.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little Nicky, I watch because it's as bad as it is, to be completely clear.
Okay, here's the thing. Little Nicky is one of those ones that can grab somebody that doesn't necessarily like Sandler movies. It's not your typical...
It's just that the plot line is so ridiculous.
It's one of those ones that's just like, that's where like I think there's like some people that really got into like did you ever, well, you probably didn't see, but did you ever see Hubie's Halloween, Chris? That Halloween movie he did?
Is it
was on like
it
Netflix.
animation?
No.
Is he like a Dracula kind of character?
No.
That's in the cartoon. Maybe.
I don't know.
Then no, Ivan.
Yeah, he's like a night watch guy. I don't know. It's like neighborhood. I don't remember the story, but like it was just like one of those real kind of.
Oh, does he play like a simple person?
Kind of, yeah.
Then yeah, I actually have seen part of that. I remember my dad watching that.
Yeah.
He's like almost like an upgraded version of like Dewey from Scream. Like David
Sort
Arquette.
of, yeah.
He's like slightly different, but he's not actually a cop.
Yeah.
But he's like that same level of like
Yeah.
Oh, Dewey.
Dude, Adam Sandler just like never stopped pumping them out though, for real.
Bro.
And like, dude, he's got a lot of like not good movies.
But he's
I
got
mean,
a lot of
still made them.
bangers too, bro.
So that's the really
Like
thing.
the one where he played his twin sister, like that was a bad movie. Like
That's the cool thing though. Like
bro.
Adam Sandler's hit that point that like he can make movies for the fun of it, just to like have fun with his boys.
That's pretty much what he says. Like, and you could tell because like on every fucking movie he does, he has all of his fucking boys casted in it at some point, and they just get to fucking
Dude, like
go
any
on
Happy
these little
Madison movie has some of that crew.
that same core crew.
My boy, the dude whose house I live in, is in the hell was the one that they shot out here?
Daddy?
Grown Ups, yes.
Oh yeah, you said that.
My landlord, my boy, and one of my boy Dickie and my boy Rain are both in that movie. And Dickie actually lost out on a speaking role because one of Adam Sandler's boys became available. Because he was going to be part of the Colin Quinn group, and then one of the guys became available to actually get into the movie, and it was like, all right, well, sorry, bro. We
got Colin Quinn's homie. Yeah.
You know,
speaking of Colin Quinn, did you guys know hear that he recently put out a special? I think it's on YouTube, believe it or not, and he did it in front of an entire group of psychologists,
really,
psychiatrists. Yeah,
There's like a psychologist,
it was like at a corporate
convention.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, we got a comic. You guys might have heard of him, Colin Quinn.
And apparently, I haven't listened to it yet, but I've been hearing a lot about it, and apparently, it's pretty good.
Colin Quinn, man,
Legend.
unbelievable. Speaking of comedy, any of you guys watch this Brady roast yet?
Yes, sir.
I heard about it.
Oh,
but
dude,
I haven't
you
watched
guys.
I
here's the
need
thing.
to watch this because I
don't
have
want-
heard.
Yeah, because I don't want
lot.
to talk about it if you guys haven't watched it, because there's some parts where some people bomb, but it's funny because they're bombing, and the people that are bombing you're like, oh my god, this is great. And then like some people fucking absolutely kill. You know what I mean? And then, I can say this much: Kevin Hart hosts, and he does a really good job overall, just like hosting as well as banter.
Doing the
hosting.
Kevin Hart thing.
Yeah. But dude, there's some fucking
There's
sneak
definitely
peeks,
Kevin
bro.
Hart.
That one in particular, dude, that fucking stole the show for sure. So I think it's worth watching.
Where can I watch it?
Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
All right, I'll see what I can do in the next week.
I did get to see the clip because obviously living in New England, it's still Brady country here. They all played that clip from the beginning where they're choosing Brady over Bledsoe again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And like that just makes me laugh hysterically knowing the history. So that alone, I'm like, all right, if we're writing jokes like that just to like,
Dude, there's some
open,
zingers, dude.
Yeah, one of the dudes I work with, when it as soon as it aired, because he's a super big Patriots fan, super big Celtics fan, he was like, dude, and I'm like, all right, calm down, bud. What? And like similarly, he's like, I want to say so much, but you need to see it. So yeah, apparently it's pissed a lot of people off outside of the Brady realm because Brady's
that's why,
I'd
I
never
heard
do it
about
again.
Yeah, like he's like, I never thought about what it could mean for my kids. Like, and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck happened? So like,
No one said anything about his kids.
Yeah, I know, but I think that he was even sort of maybe mentioning the fact that like they might talk about his wife, which is their mom or ex-wife, I guess.
Dude,
so like,
dude,
yeah, but I promise
you guys have to see this, dude.
I told you a week.
I know that
I honestly want to tell you guys, cancel whatever you're fucking doing tomorrow and watch
let's just
this shit.
pause recording. Sorry, anybody that's listening. We'll be back.
And it's like 3 hours. It's like 2.5, almost 3 hours.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like we have to watch it in shifts, Chris.
Yeah, dude, for real. I'll have to watch it in like 3-hour shifts, like 3 1-hour shifts.
Yeah.
But dude, it's fucking good. Not only that, but Cat Williams dropped a new special called Woke Folk. That one was pretty good. Dude, I've been really diving into a lot of comedy lately. Sean, you might like this guy because he's hilarious and just his vibe is fucking crazy. But AJ Wilkerson.
Oh,
have you ever
bro,
heard of him?
I've been on the AJ Wilkerson train for years.
Did you watch his special?
I haven't watched the new one, Captain Autism, yet.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make time, and I'm hoping that this weekend will be the opportunity that I could just sit back and
that's pretty fucking good, dude.
I've watched a lot of his specials, and yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite underground rising comedians for sure right now. I did recently get to see a really cool clip of a young Tony Hinchcliffe ripping Doughboy to shreds.
Oh yeah, that one was pretty good. Dude, he's the guy, bro. When it comes to roasting or whatever, dude, that he is top tier, dude. If you haven't seen Kill Tony, like the podcast he does with Brian Redband, like the whole concept of their podcast is they do it live from the mothership, Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, on stage, and someone comes up that they pull out of a bucket, and they get 1 minute to do stand-up comedy. So you have 1 minute to tell your best bit, and hopefully you fucking do well. Because, dude, there's people that have literally gone from doing 1 minute on that stage to doing full-on arenas, dude. This, like, one guy in particular, his name's Hans Kim. He was literally living in his van the first time he got on this show. And now he's literally doing like theater shows that he's selling out on his own and like opening up at arenas for like other big comics, all from doing this show.
Took Cam Patterson on tour.
Yeah. And dude, and the best part about it is right after you're done doing your minute, you have to stand there and get interviewed by Tony and the like, panel of comedians that he has with them. And it's always like circling in and out. And sometimes it's like wild, just random people.
Yeah,
like
Post Malone could be there.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin could be sitting there.
Yeah,
like,
just like random ass people. But they'll
great
sit
comedians.
and Tony will ask them questions. And then based off of like their answers, like he'll either like rip them on whatever they said, or keep playing, and then it's just like banter back and forth. And dude, it's just fucking hilarious. Like they just did a live one from the Kia Forum out here in LA, sold out an entire arena to do this podcast. And literally you're having people getting pulled from their seats in their arena to come up on stage doing 1 minute of stand up, while they also had like they have like a crew of regulars, like they cycle in between bucket pulls. And like, so they'll start the show off with like their new opener is this guy named Casey Rocket. Dude, this guy is fucking nutty, bro, but hilarious at the same time. And then they have like a couple other ones, like Sean was saying Cam Patterson is like this new rising star that's like doing like regular shows there, as well as doing like his own shows and opening up for people and featuring and stuff.
Dude, Cam Patterson just blew up with that opener where he's like, I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
Dude, that wasn't even an opener. That was in the interview after his minute. And he was just talking about, he's like, what's something, different about yourself that you normally don't tell people? He's like, I'm not retarded.
I mean, opener, like that was like the first show he did though. And that just like, boom, boom. That clip went viral.
And they're like, what? And then he just reaches into his pocket and pulls out a bunch of rocks.
He straight up, one of the guys I work with, also named Cam, got to see Cam Patterson live.
Did he buy a rock off of him?
Dude, he actually got to meet Cam Patterson's dad. His dad was there with him.
He goes at the
show. But yeah, dude, like, it's dope. Like, I'm mad that I only found out about Kill Tony now. Like in the last year of my life.
Dude, the best part about it though, Sean, is you have so many fucking backlog videos that you can watch in the meantime. Like if you're like caught up to like where they're at recently, you can just start going back in the catalog, bro.
Dude, it's like what, 10 years of Kill Tony? Like
longer now, I think.
It's insane. There's so much content, and like the fact, like what a brilliant concept to just bring real stand-up comedians and aspiring stand-up comedians together, basically put together this showcase, make a podcast out of it, and it becomes so friggin' huge that, like you're saying, selling out friggin' arenas to do a podcast.
They did it at Madison Square Garden.
It's insane.
New Year's or
It's
shit.
amazing. Like,
It's crazy, dude.
I love it. Stand-up comedy. I'm excited for the fact that it feels like stand-up comedy is going to be a catalyst of people being like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Things are funny. It doesn't matter if it might be slightly offensive.
You could already see it because, like the whole Shane Gillis, like at the beginning of his fucking career, got canceled before it even started. He got hired on SNL and fired before he even got to even start because of some clip, something he said on a podcast that was obviously a joke, but was taken out of context. And then
he comes full circle and hosts.
Comes full circle after starting to sell out arenas, and then comes and hosts the fucking show instead of fucking being a cast member. Dude, that's a fucking baller move, bro.
It is, dude.
Oh, fuck me? All right. And then comes on and fucking murders, dude.
It's dope. Like,
I kind of wish you would have stuck with me now, huh?
Yeah, there's something kind of exciting about that brand of humor. Because, like, I still love me some dark humor. And dark humor...
Back then they didn't want me, but right now they all want me.
You know?
I think that's the line, right?
I don't know.
It's a Mike Jones song, and I can't think about it right now.
The only line I know from Mike Jones is, Mike Jones!
Yeah, that sounds familiar, actually.
Mike Jones.
That sounds familiar.
Mike Jones.
That's the only line from a Mike Jones song I actually know is Mike Jones. Which is so funny.
Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all own me. That's it.
Ah.
And then you chop and screw that.
And
then it's Mike Jones.
I do love me some chop and screw.
Now I'm hot. They all own me. Back then they didn't want me. Yep. That's it.
I do like me a chop and screw.
Shout out to DJ Screw, R.I.P.
Legend.
Anywho.
Yep. Now I feel like I need to put on some Bun B.
I've been listening to some musics again lately. Been diving into the country lane a little bit. And then, you know who I've been listening to lately that honestly, I don't know if you guys are going to be into, but like I just dig it just mainly for like the guitar riffs and shit are pretty lit, dude. If you actually just listen, some John Mayer, dude.
Dude, John Mayer's a fucking amazing guitar player.
For sure.
Like,
and he's not a bad songwriter really either. It's okay.
Like, his style of music may not necessarily be for me, but he is a extremely talented musician.
Dude, he plays with the Dead now, bro.
I know, like, that's fucking sick.
That's so sick.
That's the dude they picked. Like, that says a lot because he could just jam. And he's got an eclectic music taste.
You know what got me down this lane recently too is I think Chris caught me the other day. Well, didn't catch me. He just asked what I was doing because I was just all zoned out watching something, and I was like, I was watching Blind Voice, the blind auditions from The Voice, because I just like hearing different people sing and like sometimes I even like close my eyes like at the beginning and then open them to see what they look like after I hear a few lines and be like, whoa, like that little person had that big of a voice, or that big of a person had that high of a range, and it like it's the crazy, like this, the shapes and sizes and the depth of
you see the Teddy Swims and you're like,
yeah,
that came out of you?
Dude, there was one that I just watched the other day, and it was just like this dude, he comes out, bro, and he looks like he was transported from like the 70s, dude. Had this like super dope fucking fro with like the part, you know what I mean? He came out and started maybe more around 80s because he was singing like disco tunes and shit. But dude, had some fucking pipes on him. And I was like, damn, dude. Music's so sick, dude. Because like, dude, like there'd be times where like people would just be singing, and like it'd be a song that's not even necessarily a sad song, but just like watching them experience what they're experiencing, as well as like everyone around them, just like would start getting me in the feels. I could just feel my eyes just kind of wilting. I'm just like, damn, dude, this is like. Also, I'm high as shit while I'm doing this, so I'm just like super, just like locked into like my feels and my emotions at the same time. And just while watching this beautifulness happen, I'm just like, oh my god, because I always like pan over to the parents and like or the family or whoever's with them, and you see them and they're losing it. I'm like, oh look at them, they're so happy. She's doing good. Oh my god, this is awesome. You know what I mean? I love those kind of moments, dude. Like watching people win I love that shit.
Yeah, and like. There's a lot of wins in those shows because like every time they get past, it seems like that's a win for them. So like you can get excited
dude.
for it.
It's
right?
just like you're like it's just being acknowledged. You know what I mean? That like you have some potential, or just like not only that, just being able to see someone share their voice with somebody or their gift. You know, I think it's a gift if you've got like some serious like pipes on you, because it's not easy to do, and not everybody can fucking do it. You know what I mean? I could barely carry a tune. But dude, it's just awesome to see someone go out there and just fucking use their instrument and just fucking either shred or melt your face with some crazy rock music, or hit you in the feels with maybe like some soulful R&B, or even like a country tune, all the way down to, you know, getting you want to get up and, you know, move your feet and maybe shake your ass with like a little bit of some funk music. Yeah, dude, like, I love
Shake
that
your
shit.
ass, you know. I will say that like I prefer stuff like The Voice over like America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah, because that's like, because you get a bunch
like
of
every
different
talent,
yeah.
and like I don't really care about like a lot. Like
Some
I
of
don't
those are
really
cool
care about,
because
like tightrope walking or like being
I'll watch
super
clips.
flexible.
I'll watch clips of those, because then you just get to watch the one person
That's
knowing
really
what they're
good
doing.
at that one.
So it's like you
thing.
can pick and choose what you want to watch, instead of sitting there and having to watch like everybody do their
Yeah,
thing.
you're like, hey, that chick can do a lot of things with a hula hoop I didn't know you could do.
Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't know you could bend that way. That's interesting. And shoot a bow and arrow? Wow.
All right. I didn't know anyone would need that talent, but I'm
speaking of which,
happy you have it.
Speaking of America's Got Talent, this one dude, or it may have been America's Got Talent, maybe it even been Britain's Got Talent, but this janitor from like a school comes up, totally would not expect what is about to happen with this guy. He's got like he's got one of these guys on him. You know what? I'm about to put this bad boy on.
Oh, shit. He got the scally.
It's my grandpa's. But anyways, yeah, it had one of these on, you know what I mean? Just, you know, black polo shirt, you know what I mean? Kind of, you know, a heavier set guy, a little bit older, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you start hearing some Journey, bro. Dun, 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 dun. And then all of a sudden he just goes, bro. Sounds exactly like him, bro. Fucking hitting the high notes. I'm like, what in the fuck? This guy's got some pipes on him. Totally unexpected, bro. But those are the best, dude. I love that shit.
Get this man in a Journey tribute band.
Yeah.
Stat.
Crazy, dude.
Dude, tribute bands are a wild phenomenon, right? Because like I've seen cover bands and I've seen tribute bands, and I will say there is a distinct difference. Because like shit, if we all know how to play the instruments and we all learn to play the songs, we can be a cover band.
Yeah, we're a cover band. Yeah.
But I have seen some tribute bands that go so far as to use all the correct period era equipment, dress like their respective member would.
They have to.
And
they have to.
Yeah, I caught one years and years ago when I was younger. It was a band that was doing a Doors tribute. And they found a dude who could sing and looked pretty close to Jim Morrison if you squint your eyes at far away. You know what I mean? Like, but this dude And the whole band, that was their whole shtick. Use the period equipment so that way everything could be as authentic as possible. And when a band goes that far to do it, that's sick. And a dude with pipes like that who could hit Journey, if he hits a band like that, yo, that dude could probably be making like hundreds of $1,000s a year just touring around doing
I'll
Journey
tell you what, bro.
covers.
There's honestly, you can't get too much. But well, obviously you can get better, but it ain't too bad. Fucking drinking a couple beers and catching a tribute band. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still it's.
Here's the thing.
It's not the same, but if you have enough beers, pretty close.
If you have here's the thing with a tribute band, right? For one, maybe the band doesn't exist anymore. It's the only way you'll ever see them
it's just
perform
crowd
live, right?
karaoke is what it is, bro, because everybody just starts singing along.
But the other thing that I think is where tribute bands really can be beneficial. I just bought tickets to a underground act. They're going to play a very small rock club here in the Boston area for 2 tickets after taxes and fees, $160.
What?
This is for a national act that is still small, like doesn't even have 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, kind of, smaller scale. And yeah, that's the kind of pricing these tickets are going for in a lot of even smaller venues that host national acts now. So like,
dude, a lot of them are the ticketing companies hiking up prices.
Yeah, it was like $57 a ticket. And then after taxes and fees and all that shit, that's how we got to $160 for 2 tickets.
Dude, that's crazy to me.
These are the same nightclubs.
I don't think I've ever spent that much money on concert tickets.
Yeah, like these are the same nightclubs that we would go see a band for $25, $30 ticket.
You'd be surprised what people would spend on tickets to go see like certain people nowadays, dude.
Well, so I haven't been anywhere for probably 5 years would be generous. Like it's probably been longer. I might have been to something in the last 5 years, but probably not even. And I never went to any shows that were really more than $20. Like the only times that I would go to shows would be over $20 would be maybe 2-3 times a year. It'd be if NoFX came to town, it'd be $29.50.
But you're usually going to club shows and stuff, right? Well, yeah, I guess Sean's still talking.
Yeah, it would be a place. So one place that I would go to all the time for shows. It was one of the bigger venues. I guess it would probably hold 4,000 or 5,000 people. But, but it wasn't an arena.
Yeah, that's the place I'm talking about. This is called the Paradise Rock Club, and it's probably a 4,000 max capacity.
International bands would play there. If I saw.
So it's more of a theater.
No, it's just a club, but it's a big fucking club with a big fucking stage and setup. It's only made for concerts. They're never
think
open
of a house
just
of
for
blues.
a dance club.
No, I get what you're saying. No,
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, it's called I think it was called the Cool House.
But yeah, even for that, dude, depending on the act, bro, nowadays. And not only that, but you got especially depending on what ticketing app you might be ordering from, or you might be buying from. If you buy direct, a lot of times you get better pricing if you can buy directly from whoever's site.
Well, so here's the fucked up thing, right? Go through the artist site, it directs you to the more expensive link. If you go through some of the back channels, you can start to find some of the cheaper tickets, which is crazy, at least in my experience recently. But a lot of the issue, and I have talked about this, I think, in the past too, is the fact that Ticketmaster is owned by Live Nation. Live Nation owns a vast majority.
Yeah, that's a big portion of it too.
These venues now. So it's something like 80% of music venues are owned by Live Nation, which means the only way you can buy your tickets is through Ticketmaster because it's a Live Nation venue. And that's the fucked up thing. Because now, all right, I'm going to contrast my $57 nightclub ticket for 2 bands, mind you. 2 bands. An opening act and the headliner. That's it. I'm only seeing 2 bands for $57 per ticket. Plus a bunch of taxes and fees. Meanwhile, let's talk about NoFX, okay? NoFX final tour. They do the Pump. They do the Punk and Drublic festival here in Brockton. 2-day event. So you have 2 different nights. You can go pick your poison, right? If you want to take either night, a single day general admission starts at $59 plus fee. That's going to get you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bands on either day that you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and you know another thing that's cool is that on that tour, Sean. So I know that you like NoFX, but like, let's say that you were a person that was like, "Yo, I'll go fucking see them back-to-back nights." You will not hear a single song twice.
100%.
They said any town that they play more than one show, you will not hear it. So there's some places they're playing 3 nights. They will literally not play
the same set.
The same set. Not even one song the same. I was like, yo, so they're coming to Moncton, New Brunswick, which is like a 2.5-hour drive, maybe 3-hour drive for me. I think I'm fucking going to go. Like, I might not get to go for 2 nights, but I'm going to go for fucking 1 night, dude.
Yeah.
I've been seeing NoFX live since the fucking 90s, boys. Like, I've literally seen them since the first time I saw them, I was 15. I'm 44. That's 29 fucking years ago.
Yeah, bro.
Like, that's almost as old as James, for fuck's sakes. How long ago I saw them play it.
They're out of here August 31st and September 1st. And they're bringing a stacked lineup for both nights, which is insane. Like, night 1, Rebuilder, Co-Defendant, Suicide Machine, Sick of It All, The Defiant, The Bouncing Souls, and Circle Jerks. And then, of course, you get your NoFX set at the end.
Yeah.
For night 2, you've got Colin of Arabia, Far From Finished, Catbite, Teenage Bottle Rocket, The Flatliners, Lagwagon, and Dropkick Murphys.
What the
And then a NoFX set to close.
Dude, honestly, like,
I'd go Dropkick night.
I feel like the Flatliners are actually like a really good band.
Dude, and Lagwagon?
I mean, Lagwagon's like, Lagwagon and Flatliners are not the same, but like Flatliners are good. And honestly, I have like an origin story with them. So like, I think that I have a soft spot for the Flatliners because like, dude, I saw those. I'll call them kids, even though like they're not like that young compared to me. But like, dude, I remember, dude, they're kids. I was like 22 years old. They were like 15 years old playing like punk shows like in the north end of the city.
Fuck yeah.
And like my friends' bands, like, so I was friends with guys in a band and they played shows with the Flatliners all the time. Like, dude, I remember seeing the Flatliners in a church basement, like all sorts of different fucking places seeing them play. And then they just popped the fuck off, dude. They got signed by Fat Records, all that shit. And they put out some fucking bangers. I don't know, to me.
Dude, it's wild. It's wild.
Anybody that's never heard of the Flatliners, I think it's called Fred's Got Slacks. Listen to that song. It's fucking hype. That's all I'll say. But yeah, Sean, honestly though, like, think about this though. Like, NoFX, right? This is like me gonna gush about NoFX for a second. NoFX has been a band since like the fucking early 80s, bro. Their like first album came out in like 85, I think. And I mean, compared to what they were at that time, like Maximum Rock and Roll compared to anything from like even the mid 90s, like once El Jefe got to the band, is like night and day. But dude, they've been playing since the fucking like early 80s.
Yeah.
It's 2024, dude. They've been playing for like almost 40 fucking years. I bet you that they've been playing for 40 fucking years.
I'm pretty sure that it's at least 40 now.
Well, I'm gonna find out because like I'm on the internet. I mean,
Google.
I can do that. I'll just go to fucking NoFX and that's it.
Hey Google, how long has NoFX been a band?
Okay, so I'm going there. But like, think about like how 1983, bro. They've been 41 years.
Bang.
They've been a band, 83 to present. And dude, it's the same people except El Jefe. Like he came in on like a brew, two heaves, and a bean, which was like from like 1992 or 1994. I can't remember. Probably 1994. But those guys have just like lived a life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I know that like rock stars live lives, but like NoFX was never like rock stars in the prototypical rock star thing. You know, they weren't playing sold out arena shows all over the entire world. These guys are playing like clubs and like maybe medium-sized venues all over the fucking world. There's people that love them, but like they probably, if it wasn't for the record label they started, they probably would never have been rich. They probably would have just been like doing okay, like fine. But they, dude, like the amount of drugs and shit that those guys have done and drinking and shit. Oh my god, dude! Eric Melvin was like addicted to heroin.
That
Dude,
band,
the Stones are still doing it, bro.
Keith Richards is an anomaly. Like that guy is literally not even. I think he signed a deal with the devil.
I will always quote Robin Williams when it comes to Keith Richards and say that, you know, there could be a nuclear bomb that goes off and it'll be fucking Keith Richards and a handful of cockroaches and he'll be standing there like, I smoked your uncle, you know that. Fucking crazy. Like, oh my god. Speaking of the Stones, though, have you ever seen that clip of Mike Myers doing Mick Jagger as Mick Jagger does Keith Richards?
No.
Dude, it is.
What was it, like a Second City thing, or was it a Saturday Night Live thing?
It might have been a Saturday Night Live. It's pretty damn good because obviously you got Mike Myers doing Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger is trying not to just die laughing as he's getting roasted and then trying to roast Keith Richards in the process. And it's fucking hilarity.
Dude, Michael Myers is the shit, dude.
Oh yeah, Sean, what do you think about Mike Myers? Do you like his movies?
Some.
Wayne's
It's
World?
interesting because, like,
I like Wayne's World.
like, yeah, Wayne's World, like older stuff, the like 80s, early 90s, that I can enjoy. You know what I mean? When we hit that 2000s, like wackiness, that was kind of
like
where a
Love
lot of
Guru?
those movies,
Love
like,
Guru is horrible.
yeah, you know, like,
But like, So I Married an Axe Murderer, that's amazing. I fucking love that movie. Have you seen that movie?
I don't know if I've seen that.
I feel like I have.
Dude, if you know who Nancy Travis is, like, sorry, any female people or anyone that gets offended by this, she was an incredibly attractive woman in that movie, bro. She was like in her prom. If you know who Nancy Travis is, she has like red curly hair.
Can't. It's not ringing any bells.
She was. Do you ever see that show with Tim Allen where he has like all the daughters, and he's like outdoor man? I can't remember what it's fucking called.
Oh, yes.
Whatever.
I know what you're
She
talking,
plays, like, wife.
talking about.
It was like the spin-off Home Improvement. I never saw the show, but
Well, yeah. Well, it's just Tim Allen. It's like not
yeah,
really
but it was like a
Home Improvement,
similar
but
sort of
it's-
setup because he had 3 boys in that show too.
Yeah, and he has three girls in this one, and
Exactly.
he's like always wanting a fucking boy. Outdoor Man. That's the store that he works at. That's not what it's called. But anyways, his wife is Nancy Travis. I'll show you what she looks like. You'll recognize her, I think.
It's not ringing any bells, dude.
Yeah, like I mean,
that was 1993, dude. That as the focus comes in, bam.
I can't really tell.
Yeah, you can't really tell. Yeah.
Like,
That's
I
right,
want to
right.
say that my mother would have had me watch this as a kid growing up at some point.
So there.
I'm trying to find like that era. So she's been famous for like I guess a long time. So like there's a lot of photos when she's probably in her 50s.
Wait,
But I guess like you'd recognize her regardless. We'll get there. I'll get there.
Yeah, 1993. So I married an axe murderer.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious. And like in the movie, Mike Myers plays his dad, who's like this like old Scottish guy who I think is like he basically plays what his father is like in real life.
I feel like it's one I'm gonna have to go look back up and watch again because, like, it's vaguely familiar, but just judging by again its age, I'm thinking like in that era of my life, I was young. I wouldn't remember a lot of the movies I ended up watching back then. Because again, this comes back to that weird moment of like, what are actually appropriate movies to let your kids watch? Like, I guess it depends on your parents, because apparently it was totally cool for me to watch Pet Sematary as a young child.
Okay, I know who she is, but I don't really remember her from that time.
This is probably that era, but the photo is pretty bad.
Yeah, like I don't really remember her from that time, but like I know who she is though. Like,
so the movie's pretty funny, but it's not like a traditional Mike Myers movie. It doesn't have like as much silliness. It's like a little bit more to it than that. So it's a little bit different of a vibe than like your traditional Mike Myers movie, like a Wayne's World or like an Austin Powers or whatever.
because he did that first, right?
Yeah, Wayne's World is
1993
later.
would have been before any of those other movies, I feel. Like that must have been like just after he left Saturday Night Live type shit. Or maybe he's even still in Saturday Night Live.
I mean, yeah, possibly still with Saturday Night Live as he carries on with Wayne's World.
Yeah, because Wayne's World was produced by Lorne Michaels.
To be fair, I wonder if the Saturday Night Live brand owns the Wayne and Garth characters specifically, like as intellectual property, as the writing team company.
They might. I don't know.
You know? In which case,
But I don't know if they'd necessarily own the characters, because I think the characters would belong to Mike and Dana, because they actually crafted the characters themselves, but just read the lines. You know what I'm saying?
that's where like that kind of stuff, like when you create a brand around a character, like somebody might have created a character but doesn't necessarily have the rights to the branding of, like, it gets weird and wishy-washy, and it's the shit that I'm no business lawyer. Yeah, I'm not a business lawyer. I like to listen to them and try to understand what they're trying to say, but
A lot of words on paper, dude.
yeah, like that arguing semantics is great for them. I don't know enough to be able to do it.
Oh yeah, Sean, just on the quick side note, but quick back to No Effects. So I just checked, and dude, they played Moncton, New Brunswick 2 nights before they played Brockton. So it's literally Moncton, next show, Brockton.
Ah, no shit.
Yeah, dude. They play the 28th and 29th in Moncton, and then the 30th and the 31st and the 1st in Brockton, Mass.
That's going to be a troop bringing it all the way down.
Well, dude, they're just fucking touring though, man. Like on August 20th, on August 18th, they're in Toronto for 2 nights. Okay. And that's 2 days before they're in Winnipeg, Manitoba, dude. That's like a 20+ hour drive, maybe even 24-hour drive to Toronto or something like that. Then they fucking go back to Maplewood, Minnesota after coming to Toronto, and then come back to Detroit, and then Montreal, then Moncton, then Brockton. Like, all within, like, a fucking 10-day period.
Yeah, like, that's a fucking hustle.
That's a gruel. Like,
that
anybody out there
hustle.
that's, like, never done anything like that, because I've never done anything like that, that would be a grind. I'm like, dude, they're like literally playing shows like 4 or 5 nights a week starting June, beginning of June. And the tour goes all the way till the first week of October.
And these dudes are not young kids anymore. Again, they've been playing for 41 years.
Yeah, they're all in their 60s. They have to be.
You know, like this isn't some 20-year-old kids on tour doing that. Like that takes a stamina that is intense and probably a fucking incredible road crew to be able to pack the shit, get it moved, get it on, loaded, and then get it on the road as fast as possible to be able to get to the next venue in time to do all the things you got to do to set it all back up. That's intense.
So Eric Melvin is 57. In the tour, he'll turn 58. So when they started, he was young as fuck, like in high school or like fresh out of high school. I'll check a couple other people out. And if there's a good outlier, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
punks don't die. They just get old and still go to shows. Stand in the back maybe a little more. That's all.
dude, you're not even joking now.
That's it. 305 me these days. I just don't get in the pit anymore. I just stand in the back.
Okay, so they're all born in 67, 66, and 68. 66, 67, 68. The four of them.
So, late 50s.
Fat Mike's born January 16th.
Dude. We're birthday neighbors.
Yeah, dude. And you know what's even crazier about that? Fat Mike was born in Newton, Massachusetts.
That is
Where
a
was that
weird
again?
fact.
Fat Mike, the lead singer of NoFX, was born in Newton, Massachusetts. But he grew up... What did I say that wrong? Newton, Massachusetts?
Maybe it's just the way maybe it's the way I say Massachusetts. Or I'm just hearing it weird right now. But for some reason, it's just making me laugh hearing you say it.
You just expect me to fuck up. Sean, am I saying it normal or what?
Are you hearing a T in there, James?
I think I'm not. I don't know. I don't know if it's me or if I'm just like expecting him to say something wrong just so I can make fun of him again.
All right, so then I'll pull back and I'll say Newton, Mass. That's where he's from.
Newton, Mass. Massachusetts.
But yeah, like he grew up in like LA.
Oh, man, because here's the thing. The only reason why I'm laughing is because I never known if I've ever said it right. Because it's one of those words where I feel like I'm getting tongue twisted every time I try to say it.
Dude, how do you think we feel growing up here and having to spell our state?
I'm not even going to try.
I still get it wrong. Thank God for autocorrect. It's a dumb... It's dumb. I can't do it. I don't like it. It's not dumb guy friendly. But it
long.
is what it is. Yeah. Massachussetts.
No, it just does.
See? And I live here.
Dude, yeah,
Your whole life.
You got way further than I would have, dude. I would have gave up halfway.
Well, because like it's Massachusetts. So like you could probably get close.
So that's why like I fuck it up.
Sometimes, like, dude, it's 4 syllables. Get out of here.
Yeah. It's because we have a Native American origin to a lot of stuff around here. As much as we have English origins to a lot of stuff around here. So like there's places called like Anawan Road because of a lot of the Native American culture around here. Wampanoag tribe is still very, very prominent in certain towns here in the South Shore area of Massachusetts.
We actually have a lot of the same street names here too, believe it or not. Well, not like the same, but like similar vibe. You know what I mean? especially out here in like the desert.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
Navajo, Sitting Bull.
yeah, right. It's their way of like trying to integrate the historical, cultural aspects into the modern day society. Yeah, yeah. Massachusetts is a weird place. I guess any place is a weird place when you've lived there long enough to like dissect it. You know?
Yeah.
Like
facts.
I think that like Mass also has like so much history. It's like one of the states that would probably be like the most history recorded from there.
Well, as far as, the notion of America, you're right. I mean, if this is like living in Plymouth, that's the thing that they try to drive home around it, right? Is that we are America's birthplace. We're America's birthplace because this is where they stepped off the Mayflower. Okay. It's still just a town,
Yeah, it's like just a place that people from Europe like came in on. Like, is that really the birth of America?
Man, it's not like you were the first people here anyway.
Right. And the funny thing is when I think about it, it's like, but the birth of America, really? Like, they didn't sign the Declaration of Independence or any of those things here. They just stepped on a rock here. And technically, I don't even think they stepped on the rock here. We're pretty sure they stepped on a rock somewhere further out. And what we call the Plymouth Rock now isn't technically even the rock at all. So, it's...
Honestly, dude, who knows?
It's the thing.
Were any of us there? How are we going to know any different?
Until we have legitimate...
Especially with AI, dude.
Oh, God.
We're never going to know again.
Dude,
people are getting so fooled with all these fake movie trailers that are coming up recently. Have you seen a lot of these, Sean?
No.
Chris, coming around? Yeah, a lot of people, they're doing like these fucking fake movie scenes where they're like taking clips and pieces, like very, like kind of like not like important ones necessarily, just kind of like background clips from actual like films and stuff, but like either face swapping or like adding dialogue that's not there, or changing it to like manufacture fake trailers for movies that aren't actually being made, or are starring actors that aren't actually in the movie, or like things like that. It's pretty intense. I've come across quite a few of them. I don't know if all of them are necessarily AI, but like you can tell when the AI ones are doing their thing, because things are. Dude, I saw one the other day that was completely made up from AI, so had no clips or anything. The AI like literally like came up with every panel,
generated all of it.
Yeah, and dude, it was eerily realistic, but like when you look close, you could see certain things were a little off. You know what I mean? But like it was pretty intense, dude.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy now. It's like with the AI video generation capabilities that some people have now got their hands on.
I thought about something else too, bro. I was listening to a podcast, as I do, and they're talking about these AI fighter jets that they're developing now, where they're like doing simulated dogfights with actual piloted jets, and they're coming back with stats that the AI are winning 90% of the dogfights.
I'm not surprised. This isn't a good thing, though.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
This isn't a good thing.
That's insane, dude. And it's the worst it's ever going to be right now. So that just means
it's only a matter of time before the machines decide that they don't need us anymore. You
know what it is it's like instead of like the nuclear race, it's the AI race, dude.
Like they didn't make the Terminator movies as a blueprint of what to do. They made it as a warning, people.
Oh man.
Come with me if you want to live. Arnold's too old to save us now.
Yeah, and I don't think that like any of his kids are gonna be saviors, are they?
You got Chris Pratt.
One
He's
of
his
them.
son-in-law.
I say one of them's
Sure.
a weightlifter. One of Arnold's
is he?
kids. Yeah. I
got
don't know if he's
Star-Lord.
like. I don't know if he's like gonna be fucking Terminator level, but
Well, he'll definitely never have the voice because like he grew up in America. You think he could do like an amazing impression of his father if he could?
dude, I hope.
Here's the thing, dude. A lot of people can do great impressions of their parents the majority of the time because you spend so much time listening to your parents that I'm sure he's probably got a couple one-liners at least, dude, that he can pull out that,
Keep on going. Lift harder.
I don't really have to try too hard to sound like my dad. I just have to say certain phrases and then I sound like him. We're pretty similar for the most part. Maybe throw a little twang in there every now and then.
Twang?
Yeah, because there's a few words that he still holds on to,
Yeah.
He hasn't gone full California. Dude, it comes out a lot more when he goes back and then he'll like come home after and then I'm like, spending a lot of time talking to people out there, huh?
Oh, so like when he was there in the fall, obviously he came back, probably sounded pretty different for a bit.
Oh yeah, when he was there, dude, for sure. Like, dude, you get him a couple drinks in him too, bro. And then you got my uncle sitting right next to him, dude. Dude, honestly, like the three of us are like just like three different versions of the same person. It's kind of weird. Just in like various ages, even though my dad and my uncle look pretty similar, even though my dad's quite a few years older. Anywho. Think those bags have finally hit me, boys.
Oh, dude, I've been just ripped this whole time, honestly.
All I know is I'm gonna grab on some sloppy joes after we're done recording, and I'm hoping we have some tater tots because I want some tater tots, dude. Tater tots and sloppy joes is my favorite combo.
Yeah, dude. Because then as your sloppy joe falls apart, it just lands in your tater tots. And you just
exactly.
But like, I really don't like sloppy joes that much.
I'm not like a manwich sloppy joe guy. I don't like that style.
Do you like a loose meat sandwich? Is that what you're saying, or is it like there's something? There's a sloppy joe that's not a manwich. It's like homemade sloppy.
Yeah, well, it's sort of. It's just like with a different type of seasoning. You know what I mean? Instead of using like the manwich like can or whatever paste stuff, you just like add your own tomato paste. It's just tomato paste
and some more seasonings.
Yeah.
Some garlic, some onion, if you want a little mustard maybe to give it a little bite.
Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I don't like the manwich flavor really. There's something in it that's just like kind of throws me off. But yeah, dude, get a sloppy joe. Can't go wrong. It's like almost like taco meat sort of consistency, but not taco flavored.
Yeah.
And it's maybe a slight bit more saucy, maybe.
I tend to cook my sloppy joe meat down so that it is just a little bit wetter than a taco meat.
Exactly.
Not by much. Yeah.
Yeah. Just enough to where it's almost like it's like some sauce on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's like a sauced taco meat now. That's kind of like the consistency I like to cook it down to.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. And that way it's like, it's not a super sloppy Joe. It's just, it's a loose meat sandwich with the sloppy Joe seasoning experience.
It's good, dude. Dude, you just can't go wrong with tots either, bro. I'm a big tot guy. I love tots.
Tots are fire. And crowns, because they're just squished tots.
Yeah, or
crowns.
The crowns. Yeah, crowns, rounds, whatever you guys call them.
Yeah. Those are dope.
Depends on the place.
Yeah, those are dope because like they also double as little mini hash browns.
Yeah, dude. Those are great for like breakfast burritos.
Yeah, bro. Dude, just make some biscuits and gravy and throw a layer of those inside your biscuit.
Yeah.
Break up your biscuit and just mix them together and then
throw it on top of some eggs.
Yeah, go all in. That's one thing I will say. The whole bacon, egg, and cheese with biscuit gravy experience from Bob
I've done
Evans.
that just without the biscuit, just in a skillet, and it's fire, dude.
Yeah, like that.
Then you just have your slice of toast. You know what I'm saying? So you just get your
good.
toast, and then you know what I mean? And then you save a slice because you got to put some jam on some toast with your breakfast because that's just fucking, there's jam on the table. It's going down. Dude, I love jam on toast. Are you guys a big jam on toast guy?
Oh, yes. Love it.
It's like a sneaky treat for me too. Every now and then, when I just like kind of want something sweet but don't want to go too crazy. I'm like, ooh.
When I'm high at like
give me 2 slices of toast with some boysenberry jam on that bitch, bro, and call it a night ski.
One peanut butter, one jam or jelly.
Dude, here's the thing. I've got
but only on toast.
I've got a sentimental place in my heart for peanut butter toast, but I don't really eat it that often. Reason why is like my grandma growing up as a kid, especially like in like probably like high schools when she used to do it a lot. That's so hard to get up in the morning to go to school, and she'd take us to school sometimes. And she'd always like coax me out of bed by coming in with some peanut butter toast and like a glass of milk or something. And like she'd be trying to like, come on, let's go. And I'd eat it. No, it wasn't really like, oh, this is the best, but I was like, oh, grandma made it for me, so I'm gonna fucking eat this shit. And I ate it, and it was good because grandma made it. But like, I would have much preferred to throw some boysenberry jam on that shit with fucking peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, woo, now we're in it.
Yeah, some peanut butter jelly toast.
But that was like her thing, dude. She loved peanut butter toast, so like she figured if she loved it, I loved it. It's like that my entire life, dude.
I will say, I think a
slept on toast is definitely good.
A slept on toast thing. But hit it with the cinnamon sugar.
Oh yeah,
buttered toast with the cinnamon sugar on it.
Can't go wrong with that.
A real cinnamon toast crunch, if you will.
Actually, true.
I could honestly go for a bowl of some crunch berries right now.
Speaking of wild stoner foods, I don't remember what one of you savage stoner listeners sent it to me, but thank you. Picture this. Cinnamon rolls, like the grand cinnamon rolls.
Yep.
We take the cinnamon roll, we split it in half, and we stuff a fucking Reese's peanut butter cup inside, put it back together, and then bake that bitch.
Oh, so you have like the dough.
So you end up with a cinnamon roll with a Reese's cup center.
See, I think I would rather have like something that was chocolate and caramel than.
But that's where I was just about to go. This opens the Pandora's box.
I'd rather like drop a few Rolos in that bitch or something,
or a caramello chunk or something.
Like yeah.
Here's the thing:
just stuff some marshmallows in the middle of that bitch.
Or what I might do is just put some fucking icing in the middle. You know what I mean? Fill it.
Yeah, just bake it all the way and then fill it with some icing after. Yeah.
Just because, here's the thing. I like cinnamon rolls because they're cinnamon rolls. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to taint it with chocolate or peanut butter. Because
cinnamon and chocolate is fire. Peanut butter and cinnamon
and
is
chocolate's
fire.
Okay. I'm just like, I much prefer just like if I'm gonna eat a cinnamon roll, bro, I just want it to be straight cinnamony, delicious, doughy.
So my guess is that you're a glazed guy.
Oh yeah, dude, throw a fucking
frosted.
I'll do a frosted, but if it's
how
frosted,
about the cream cheese icing frosted?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Give me that cream cheese icing. That's my all-time favorite icing on anything, dude.
Okay.
Give me that. But dude, imagine filling it with some cream cheese icing, and then you bite into it, and then all of a sudden you just get a fucking
Fill it with the icing and then glaze the outside.
Yeah. Oh, you could do that too.
So you get the best of both.
I like that. I like that option because then it's not too heavy. Because dude, honestly, if you have too much cream cheese icing, it can be a little.
Oh, some people are a little too liberal with it. Like they go way too crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
but my favorite thing to do though is pop that bitch in the microwave for like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, just enough to get the icing a little fucking melty, and it gets the fucking cinnamon roll just like hot enough to where it's soft. You know what I mean? To where it's like almost like it came straight out the oven.
I like muffins like that. I keep like these like little chocolate chip muffins. They're like
double chocolate chip.
No, they're just like regular chocolate chip.
Oh, are they the mini bites?
No, they're not mini bites. They're like a bakery makes them close to here, but they're available in like a number of the grocery stores. You just can get a 6-pack.
Yeah.
For like $4 or $3 or I don't know, whatever it costs, and they're like small, like the regular kind of muffin tin vibe, where like they don't actually like pop really that far out of the muffin tin. You know what I mean?
Like almost like this size, sort of.
Yeah, like around that, maybe a touch bigger. Yeah. And dude, I'll put them in from dead frozen in the microwave for 30 seconds. Bro, you take off like the wrapper and you just start peeling apart the bottom. Like the chocolate chips will be melted, bro, and like it'll be like pretty warm, and you're just like, yo, this legit tastes like it just came out of the fucking little pan.
Yeah, dude.
And they're so good.
One last stoner snack thing I had to talk about real quick, and I realized the time we do have to start wrapping it up, but have you ever been to the grocery store, or the gas station, you go and you grab, the zebra cake, and you get that like one big zebra cake? And you're like, dude, this is fire. I wish I could buy packs of these. Yeah, I just discovered you can.
Yeah.
I had never actually seen this pack.
Oh, because normally they're triangle.
It's like the honey buns.
Like a double?
Well, so like normally when I buy like the pack at the grocery store, I get the little 2-pack. And so it's got the 2 small little zebra cakes in it. And that's cool. Whatever. I'm happy with that, right? Yeah. But like when you're at the gas station, you always can find that one that's just like a big single zebra cake. And I just recently discovered that they sell a 6-pack of those big ass zebra cakes. And that excited the shit out of me because I bought it by accident thinking it was a family pack of just like normal little ones.
Yeah.
And then got 6 monsters and was like, oh, this is amazing. Because for some reason,
this is living. Oh my God.
For some reason, that big zebra cake just tastes better. It's got to be like the amount of whatever that
the
frosting filling is that's inside.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like the amount of that to the cake. Like I feel like it just tastes better.
See, dude, like there is this pretty fire snack cake up here called like caramel, and it's like a white cake. And it has like this, like kind of like, might be like marshmallow cream, and then there's like this big thing of caramel, and then they dip the whole thing in chocolate, and like you get 2 of them in each pack, and I think you get like maybe 6 in a box. But they make like this like king size version that you can get at gas stations, and like instead of they're probably like this big, like they're like. I don't know. They're probably like 2 inches by 2 inches, maybe. Okay, like that's how big they are, like regularly. And you get 2 in a pack, or you can get like this like king size one that's like probably like 3 by 6, and then like an inch thick. But it just has like a different vibe because like they kind of construct it differently because it's like a long cake that's thinner, but they're still pretty fire. So if I could have a big zebra cake that was like that similar vibe, I would definitely give it a fucking shot.
They are fire. But with that, it is that time for us to start wrapping it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out the Shedtime Podcast. If you're new here, give us a follow. Check us out. We'd appreciate you. And if you're one of the regulars, we love you. We appreciate you. And you know what we're going to do here next. Uncle Chris is going to start taking us home.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Of course, check out shedtimepodcast.com. While you're there, you can, just like check out our bios if you want. And you can know also that we do a show called The Green Room on Frames, Jekyll Vapors YouTube channel on Friday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Come check it out. Honestly, I think that like that's basically it. I'll say like wish me luck, and that's just all I'll say about that. And everybody have a good week. Stay safe. Live your best life. James, hit us with it.
Of course, as always, leave those 5-star reviews over there on the iTunes or any of those podcasting platforms if you guys can, because that definitely helps us out. Chris pretty much covered everything else, so check out the website, shedtimepodcast.com, for all the links and all that good stuff. Other than that, I'm editing it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and a little dab or bag will do ya.
Absolutely. So yeah, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in, being a Shedhead. We do appreciate you. Do check out that Green Room over on the Frames, Jekyll Vapor channel. You can find links at shedtimepodcast.com. And with all of that, you know what I'm going to tell you. Don't let the messes get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, try and have some fun. It's the Shedtime Podcast. And it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right. Your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
You know, we should make a bread-themed rap group and call ourselves the Yeasty Boys.